it sounded like I actually got a game as well, which is
Ooh.
perfectly sincere.
Oh dear. It's
Do you
chopped.
mean we're going to have to stop talking nonsense and talk about
No,
Blood
no, we
Bowl?
can keep talking nonsense. It's
No,
fine.
why would we talk about the Blood Bowl?
I'm just playing a bit of Blood Bowl. You can talk whatever you want. 21,
Well-
6, 4 dwarfs. With some claw pumping going on. This is going to be lovely.
You're guessing because you haven't looked yet.
Hi, boy.
Oh, yeah. Some claw pomp. Well, shocker.
Oh no, who would have thought? It's a Chaos Dwarf team. I could theoretically apply for Team Wales if I wanted to.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm part Welsh.
You're more Welsh than most people. And you're one of the few people that stand by it, apparently, as well.
Yeah, and you're willing to admit that in public. You do
Yeah.
realise that since Andy brought his raiding party, there's like 100 people getting
Then again,
really quickly
I am-
disinterested in this.
Then again, I am Danish, so...
And he's spending one. I really hope I'm going to kill random Charles. Spend his whole fucking bank on a wizard.
I'll be back in a minute. My mouse has just died. Need to get a new bit of cheese for him.
Coffee Monster, yeah. I'm not so much scared as I'm intrigued. I'm interested in seeing how GW are going to tackle the creation and the roster of the team, and how it's going to affect the meta.
1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want to do that, that's fine. This is a bitch.
So much guard on that team, Jesus. Mr. Lovejoy, the Old World teams are sort of like the mixed teams you can find in Blood Bowl 2. So, for example, the one that has just been revealed today from GW is it's a mix of halflings, dwarfs, and humans. So that is one of the Old World teams. So it's just like these mixed teams, much like you have on Blood Bowl 2, but less extravagant. Yeah, not giving them the war dances is great, because otherwise it'd just be busted.
Claw Palm. There's only one Claw Palm, though. Claw Mighty Blow, Guard Mighty Blow,
Well,
Hellboy, did he also scum a wizard against you, or is it special treatment for me?
Poopy Scoop, we don't actually know yet whether or not they're going to get an ogre. Like, we've just been released a few pictures. It could be that they get an ogre or a tree man, or access to one of each. We don't really know. It's the same with Underworld, because they released a picture of the Underworld team, because Spike for the Underworld is being released as well. And there was a gutter runner on the picture. So that leads me to believe that maybe we get to see a gutter runner for the Underworld, but we don't actually know.
I guess it should just roll a blitz then, since everybody's standing in the middle.
Blitz and sideline kick. To just run in and pick it up. Yeah, Seabros, it would give the Underworld so much more to have a gutter runner.
Underworld is fine.
I'm just more intrigued to see what will actually happen with the Spike, because it updates Pact, it updates Underworld, and then it releases the Old World human thingy. Yeah, then there's the Snortling team that's been delayed as well.
So Hargrim survived the hit.
See?
But Hellboy survived.
It's because I'm small. People have a harder time punching me in important places.
Hellboy survived as well.
What's his face? We'll see about that one.
Ashley? No clue.
Who the fuck knows?
Tank. Have you seen Hellwitch finally got a second skill? Here comes the claw palm. He's rerolling that, isn't he? He's oh, he got a free reroll, that's why. Let's get all of them. And straight injury, doesn't even need to talk.
Oh dear. Well, Poopy Scoop, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, he got a free reroll, I guess.
Yeah, but that takes him to 2 rerolls. Why not keep it at 3? Like, what does it? I mean, obviously it gave him an injury, but what if it didn't? You just wasted a reroll. Maybe it's just me being super fucking conservative when it comes to rerolls, but. Ooh, the all men's basing.
Looks like it.
Must base the men's.
Yeah, some
Very
foul.
important
We need to
action.
foul.
Yeah, Poopy, he has. It's a file that A Development has, and you will eventually see it come up in chat from Big Kev's bot.
That's not the guy. That's the icon. So there's the icon that just showing it, and then there's the. This one is not normally popping up. The icon guide you need to call. Holy crap.
Yeah, there you go. Follow the instructions.
It didn't. Unfortunately. That is a cheeky hit. Can we do that? Can I get that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are we just... Got 4 rerolls. Fuck it.
Yes, the classic fuck it.
Do I need to move something first?
We don't know, Mazem. We just don't know. The only thing that we know is that it's been announced today.
Can I get around that? I cannot see. 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus. Yep.
Easy does it. Easy
1,
does
2,
it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we need to risk the hobgoblin casting a scatter. Is he power amping like I did? Oh, it's worse. Was a 5 into a 5.
Oh dear. You busted it. Got a niggle now.
That's a kind of a screen. Oh, come on. I'm just a little bit. Did roll a lot fast, but 1, 2, 1. It's a little bit annoying. I still like it. I don't really, just leaving the ball carrier. Did I need to pick it up? Probably not.
Would have been nice with a pickup though.
I was just thinking I might even have got him to use his wizard if I picked it up.
Yeah, and getting the wizard out turn 2 is just
Yeah.
so good.
Should have. A little bit. Could have. Oh, what did we actually do to that string for? Oh, it was a nicking. Still not sure. Should have left him and then dodged. Problem is doing the second one is those two are stuck as well. I could have dodged out. It's been a 1 anyway, but I could have tried to dodge out the witch elf to get a screen for the bull instead. I'd probably been better.
Yeah.
So leaving him there, especially when scattering the ball the wrong way as well, and then trying to dodge out the witch elf. And if that worked, you can try to dodge out the lion elf. I just thought 2+2+. Seemed like alright. But yeah, it's I'm trying to be. I did the same a lot, but quite often you end up not rolling a 2+, like where rolling a 2+ forcing him to roll a lot more dice. Where if you just stay, he can just often roll less dice. I think I tried like concept calling and being scared to roll to win the game, and just where sometimes
There's a time and place for all dice, and sometimes
yeah,
sometimes you just need to roll them because it puts you in such a good position and it puts your opponent on a massive back foot. And there are some times where they're just completely unnecessary.
yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. But 2+ sometimes you cannot be scared of rolling a 2+. He's going for the pickup. What is he going for here? No, he's just. Oh, he's running out of time as well. Stops the time a bit. I was about to stop. I've been casting fucking ugly bull. I think we are going 1 dice on that one later. I think it's time for Hargrim to step up.
Not that there's much stepping up I can do.
No, but we unfortunately kind of need to stop some of those dwarves from moving. Going. It's a lot of dice that don't fancy that too much. We cannot get on the back side of him, so we can take. Okay, Witzel blitzes. So either we free up the Garter, or we trying to take away his claw pommer and tag. Kind of think we're taking out the claw. Trying at least to.
Soul Fight. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Big Kev has an interesting way of going about the setups. Because if you look at his setups in comparison to pretty much any other coach who sets up, Big Kev's is different. Very different. I think it's interesting. I have tried it out with both Wood Elves and Underworld, and I quite like it. But then there's also, I mean, Big Kev is probably better at explaining the reasoning behind the setups. I just do it because someone better does it. Really.
Yeah, and just like it, I was about to try to say, I was about to go chug off. I was just streaming semi-final in my rest league, but then Andy turned up with like 100 plus viewers. I thought I might play a game.
Entertain the masses.
But sure, like again, I love talking Blood Bowl. Oh, is that
To no one's surprise.
that's a nick in that one. It's so frustrating in Blood Bowl 2 as well that it doesn't show the injuries.
Mm.
Oh, fuck off with that cow. You kidding me? So and sure, Sol, I'm sure we can find some time to talk some Blood Bowl. This was looking really good. I'm not sure it's looking good anymore. But, that dude just catching it is slightly complicating this. But we've got some options. Especially if I could, if some of those dudes down here is surviving. So going for that and mean at least the block piece can move.
Not an instant full pow for the chort. What the hell?
And it's a good thing that isn't going to do anything with you. I don't think we are. I'm happy Hellwitch finally got a block, by the way. Oh, I might actually could have used it. That's a Garda. Can one dice there. If it works, then I got 2 dice potentially on the ball. I could block there. Oh, this is stand. Oh, that's stand firm as well. Could also just go for the 1 dice. I have any guards left? That's all the way down there. That's not going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might just 1 dice it instead of all this silliness.
Juan D works.
Boom, shake, shake, shake the room.
Yeah. I do have a little bit more work to do though. This is
So while I was off changing mouse batteries, no darkies have died.
no,
Nope.
it is a bit surprising.
Well, other than the one on turn 1.
Yeah,
Now I was going to say there doesn't seem to be an apothecary, and I'm pretty sure you had one.
yeah. I was instantly. Is this worth a reroll? I think it is.
And then my attention was drawn by the new Spike magazine.
Yeah, do you like it?
Well, I was expecting to hear more about snotlings, and perhaps for it to be a snotling Spike magazine, because
Are we going for the pickup?
Well, I mean, this is just the announcement, and it is issue 9.
Yeah.
Do we have issue 8?
it's a very good question. I remember 7.
Yeah, because that was the lizards, wasn't it?
Come on, Hellwitch! Oh no, that's not Hellwitch, that's the other witch.
Rules. Yeah, we do have issue 8 because that's the ogres. So now we definitely know that the next release for Blood Bowl will be this new mixed team and the old world teams.
Now you could, if you look at the cover of it, you could say that looks like snotlings.
except it's just a
It looks like a
artistic reimagination of the new GW Troll miniature.
yeah, it's a troll throwing a goblin.
Yay!
Isn't it?
Wizard gone.
And
That's a
does
win.
nothing.
That was worth it. I was trying to do a pickup earlier to try to lure the wizard out. I failed it. To go for it into it. Whatever we want. I think it's due to the sprues and getting some of the reusing some stuff and getting some more money. I'm not even sure. It might be like a famous team, like the noble orcs and other things did it.
Well, I mean, it might be, but
It
they
might also
pretty
be.
much say there are 3 teams that you can make using bits you've already got,
Yep.
or of course you can buy our lovely box set.
But that's
And
what
it names them as Underworld Creepers, the Middenheim Maulers,
Yeah, so it's Chaos Pact
and
Underworld.
Chaos Pact.
Yeah. But that old world, I'm just saying the old world alliance team, the mixed race thing, it might end up being like a famous team, so not like an optional team thing.
Sure.
Like what is it called again? Like was it the noble humans and whatever savage orcs and
And
whatever
the Savage Orcs, Clan Pestilence, and Slayer Holds, or
Good
Slayer
work.
Dwarf, or something, wasn't it?
That's a good work by the two elves holding up.
4 pieces. It is sort of typical GW style to do that sort of thing, but the problem that they have with the Blood Bowl community is that all the old players, all the people who started before 2016, they already have either the old GW miniatures or other third-party miniatures. So they're not really going to be interested in purchasing the
What the fuck is he looking at?
GW pieces.
Oh, he wanna get the guard around. Oh, sorry guys. I was wondering what he was patching out. It's because that bull is break, tackle, and guard. So you want that around so you can blitz with the guy that laying down.
So basically,
Instead, we
GW
just
looking at it from a perspective saying we need to sell more miniatures to the older Blood Bowl community. How do we do that? Make new teams or make mixed teams like we're doing now?
Guess I cannot really complain about him hitting one die.
Yeah, the ball is in a good state for you anyways, regardless of scatter really.
Yeah, I don't really want him to catch it again though. It's just slightly annoying. Oop, but that's a 2 die straight away. And now the scatters could be slightly more complicated.
Poopy, you can literally just open up the roster. So like any team roster, and it will show the new skill icons.
Are you not seriously not taking the ball? I guess
Ball is for pussies, you know that, Core.
Oh, but that's important.
Foul!
That's important.
Chorfs are not about the ball. Chorfs are about hurting you.
It potentially was about the ball until his 80 plus dude took the ticket.
And just got gitted.
So that's definitely doing that. That's definitely doing that. We really need to stop that tackle rule. That's 1 dice because that's a guard thing. That's not a guard thing, so we can do that. Are we scattering the ball? We might as well. And
It's not going to get into a worse position, is it?
yes, it kind of
Absolutely
did.
Never mind.
It kind of.
Okay, Mystic PC is done for the day.
It is kind of in a worse position though.
Well, that's terrible.
Because that's a bad. If I need to dodge out, so he ends up pushing me into that square. I need to control where the ball is going.
Yeah.
He could
Yes, no one ever
blitz-
wants the ball in their hands, Core. You've got a right to complain.
No, fuck, you know what I mean. But we got some lovely hits with some witch elves now. Oops, that's not good. That is not good. Witzel's getting hit back.
Or some unlovely hits with a witch now.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible blocking.
Oh yeah. These are not the block dice you're looking for.
Hey, Big Kev.
Yeah.
Roll better dice.
It's great advice.
Yeah.
None you should listen to.
We got one of them. It needed some help.
Ow! I was forgetting what those looked like.
Oh,
That's what they look like?
I was thinking that was good with double frenzy on. Good evening, Robwell.
Right, anyways, I think that's it for me today, folks.
Oh, that's beautiful. Reroll coming.
Oof.
And why is he pushing? I really don't have no clue what that man is doing. Why is he pushing the ball up there?
It's amazing that this guy's actually managed to get a decent record with the team.
Because it's a good team.
Right.
It's a very good team, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Um,
It's really, really good.
I think he was pushing the ball away from his end zone.
Okay,
That's the credit I'm going to give him.
because that was terrible.
Anyways, take care, folks. I'll keep the stream running.
Yeah, take care. Speak to you later, Hagen.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh, that should act. Oh, and he stopped rolling powers. We could chain push the ball. We probably really don't want to. Don't have any tackle nearby.
Are you telling me you don't think the ball on the ground with elves all around it is a bad place for it to be?
Kinda. He doesn't need to remove players. Sure. Oh shit. Oh, that was good. Come on. Ah, damn it. Damn it.
Pile on.
I forgot that was the pylon dude. She kinda deserved that for not hitting it down though.
She did. She had 4 dice and didn't get him. He only had 2 dice, got her, but then had 4 dice on the injury. No, on the armor break.
Oh, fuck off. That's not even good. That's...
It was good play call because it worked.
Okay. Let's just say okay.
I know you mean that.
Yeah, that's a bit shit. Need to stand up because we need to hold that guy. And then a 1, straight in with a 1. Ooh la la, this could be bad.
Gets out with the second one though.
And
But there's the reroll gone.
straight into double skulls. Ah!
Yeah.
Oh,
Enough a lot loving you.
that's a bit rough, isn't it? After he just one dice powered my bludger. And now another witch elf.
Yeah.
Getting...
And I presume we're in his stadium because there's a security gate.
Yes. Oh my god.
Ain't gonna be no riots.
Nope. This is... Yeah, but this team, just the setup of the team will carry a lot of wins. But yeah, that was just... If I could get pushed there, then it was 2+ out. Yeah, that turn with the 1 into double skulls could make a big difference in this game now.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bleaker than it was. From a very good position, it's starting to fall apart.
It was literally just 2+3+2+ out again and run away.
Yep. I nearly at the start of that turn said, I see a TD in your future. And I'm really glad I didn't, because that would now look facetious. Oof.
Yeah, now it's just...
See ya, Hellboy.
Oh yeah. Okay, he could also start just to roll something else than than removals.
Yeah.
Like this is like this is not the way you win.
If there's any children watching, I'd look away now. This is starting to get X-rated.
I guess we are going to scatter that and hope it scatters the other way than it did.
It's an interestingly bad thing that... Oh dear. I don't love his play choices, but they're working really well, so...
It's god awful. Oh my god, cannot even pick that ball up, can he? Oh, you go. We got the bull, but he's going to block. And that's not... Is he going to pick up that bull? No, he's going to block with the bull.
He's going to block with the bull, surely, despite it having break tackle, doesn't it? Or does it?
It has.
Yes, it does, as well as a gazillion other things.
Oh! Justice! Okay. This is grim, but we can't actually...
This is a
2
touchdown.
plus... But I don't want it to score this turn. I need to get it on the wedge. Then the blitzer needs to blitz itself free and screen off. Cause... Oh, is he?
Yeah, I can see that working.
The problem is the 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus. All
Yes.
needing to work.
Yes.
And then we're running over there.
Well, screw your courage to the sticking post, and you shall not fail. Unless you do, in which case that was nonsense.
And no snake. Get fucked. I know
Did you
that's no
murder a
dice.
black cat earlier?
Oh, no, that's... good old dice game.
And of course, this is your drive, isn't it?
Yes. No, it's his. Sorry.
Oh, it's his. No,
Yeah,
yes, it is his. So, okay, there is that.
but this is...
You've got a couple of elves for the second half.
I will still really like to score. That would make my drive a lot easier.
No. Would you?
Yes.
I think that's probably news to most people watching this. That scoring is a good thing to do in Blood Bowl. Remember that, kids? These are the words of the wise.
And I had all the chances in the world if I wasn't starting this circus.
Can he score? Can the Chaos Dwarves score? That's a good question, Flicky Flack. Yes, with Bull Centaurs and their absurd movement, it's technically possible.
Yes. But that... No, oh, no, he just...
Only the one that stood up.
Why is it... Abs? Could he roll something bad as well again? It'll be, again, good karma. So far, so good. And now the rest of the tackle is, yeah, he doesn't care. He's going for my witch up.
Yep. Although
he's
Diabolic
he
could
is going for the
still
ball.
sweep it up and get the ball, yeah.
Yeah, and it would probably work. Like
And
this
you thought he was just a shitter. But there's been a glorious strategy all along.
Oh, come on, fail it. Give me a freaking chance. Nope, a 6.
Of course.
Fucking hell, this game. Like this. Like, really? Oh dear. This is bad now. Yep. this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 go for it small.
Ooh, he's making that as hard as he can, though.
Can I somehow chain push my wits forward? It's going to be mighty tough with the angles of these players. Because that's terrible. Unfortunately, it's a sidestep dude.
Yeah. Yeah, sidestepping blodge bulls, there probably ought to be laws against.
Fucking hell. Oh dear.
A leap here would be really handy, but...
We'll roll some more. Not really useful dice instead. Yeah, no. So 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus no reroll.
That's hard numbers to love. Putting it really mildly.
Yeah. Yeah, 151. That's not gonna work, is it?
No.
But it took away 2 of some ones from him. Of course it did.
There's always more ones. Really, there are always more ones, I
Oh,
find.
fuck's sake. I had so many chances to score this right. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, many of them were not that difficult chances either. But, you know, when you've got 2 go-for-its to go to make sure you score on your drive, it's always good to do a few hits first, I find.
It will be a
I
treat.
guess he's got sure feet, so if he does use up a reroll, it's not the end of the world.
Doesn't have
Oh,
a
no, he hasn't got a reroll. Then really, just... Okay.
Yeah,
well,
it's a 3
it's
dice.
great that he's got a 3 dice set up, okay.
I don't hate 3 dice. He's playing...
No. He's playing a game he clearly knows how to play.
And got another injury.
Oh.
So this has gone from...
Strange call, you're chuckling, but I don't sense you're actually amused.
And 2-4. No, I've just... like, this is one of the games where I don't think... I had a go for it I took where it was 2 plus to get the ball early and which I failed. It's like, I don't think I could have played it much differently.
No, that lovely turn where you failed the 2 plus and then double sculled. When it was all there, but then it went.
So
Then the next turn he left it there for you again, and it went. And those are the hard ones to take, aren't they?
Yeah,
when the plan is good, it's there to be won, but Nuffle says no.
Oh. Oh well. Oh well. At least I had 2 bench. I still have some players. As in 9.
You've got 9, and you might get the other KO back for 10 in the second half.
Do I have enough guard to I can bullets from that square? I do. Are you using all this time to decide you're going to backline? That'll be absolutely fine with me.
And not only backline, but it looks like he's going to backline and save you 1 dodge.
Oh yeah. And he's backlining and putting me a place without tackle as well. On the outside, that's 3 plus 3 plus. And I do have both frenzy and sidestep. That's not making... What the hell is he doing right now? That's not making any... Oh, now it comes. That was better.
Okay, now it's made a difference.
Mm, are we... Is it?
Now there isn't a tackle-free square.
No, but you
But
can...
it's still a 3+3+.
Oh, 4+ with rerolls into 3+ without. I don't hate that.
Okay, yeah.
But without a reroll, it is pretty grim.
No, but as you say, if you get there, you can do the 4+ with a reroll, and then it's just a hard 3.
Yeah. If we get there.
If you get there. A tiny 2-letter word that carries so much weight.
Into there, into there, into there, into there. Into there, into there, into there, into there. Something. Don't think I can do anything else than cross fingers to get a reroll. Element. A quick snap. Ooh. At least I got new time right for that. Let's think, because the stand firm we cannot touch. But because of sidestep, that might actually work. We hit into there, into there, into there, so we need somebody. So that's 3 assists, so I don't need him. That is a Gada, right? That is a Gada. Into there. Into there. Into there, into... Block again there, so we need one up there, we can do that. Is it better moving him up there? Yeah, it is. Come sir, give me some pushes. Some glorious pushing, please. One, two, three, four. So 4+ with a reroll into 3+ naked. And 2 go for it. Rolls the
That's
3.
right.
Ah, the game is cheating me. But it didn't matter.
Ah, It wouldn't have been funny if it failed earlier, though, Cor. That's the key to that play, isn't it? It's only funny if it fails that late on. I'll just speak for the whole stream here when I'll say a beautiful attempt at a one-turn touchdown there, but no one was surprised to see it fail.
Nope, and KO's staying out. That's a good attempt. I like that. Even the quick snap makes the case even easier. Guess.
Still nice to see it done, so well done for that. It was a really, really good try. And as you said, it was only a re-rolled 4+, and then a hard 3 from working.
Yeah, and the 2 pluses.
With a couple of go for it's too.
Yeah, it's like, again, I think it is technically better going to the 4+, isn't it? Because of the dodge skill. Technical.
Yeah.
All
That's
three
only a 1 in
is
4 fail.
Yeah, that's 60. That's 50%. 44. It's a little bit better. It's not much. It's like 5%.
What, than 2 hard 3s?
Yeah. It's like 50. It's straight on 50% with 4+ with reroll into 3+, and it's like 44 point something to do the 2 hard 3s. And I think we're just going to try to score it.
As my wife has often told me, 6% more can make a real difference.
It's worth trying. I think it's worth going for it. Like,
I think it was the right route. But nice to always hear that Samba agrees.
It's because I got dodge on the first, so it's 4+ with a reroll instead of a 3+ without rerolls. Because I think there was tackle on all the 3+ in the end after he screwed
there
around.
Was. So yeah, both edges had tackle on them, so it would have been 2 hard 3s to go through there without reroll. But dodging through off a hobgoblin which didn't have tackle meant that was a 4+, but with reroll, and then a single hard 3 after it. And a 4+ with reroll is better than a hard 3. But as we just said, only by about 6%. It's not that much better, but it's better.
I'm thinking we hoping for a kind scatter and just try to score fast and see if he fucks up again. Because he had got plenty with chances in his drive. So that is helpful. I can do a wolf back and go on the corner. I heard that's a good thing, right? If you can predict it right.
Yes.
Not so few players, but with those 2 bulls, no matter what I do, it's going to be a little bit awful.
That's the worry with bull centaurs, is they go where they want, particularly ones as developed and nasty as those.
So we send the potato distraction to one side.
Although, because elves, he can't afford to completely ignore it.
Yes. So we need to make sure we end up sideline caging with a sidestep, I think. Because we need to. Yeah, my bet is calling as well. So how much do we do before we try to pick up the ball? The ball can get a handoff to sidestepper, so we can use the rest. Oh, screw you, you blopping freaking idiot of a runner. I really want to mark one of all those freaking things. Guess we're just using him to double screen off, so he cannot tag. At least get a free player. Oh yeah, catch you later, mate. Oh, just again, if
Yeah,
you
it's flicky black.
just scored on his ride, this has been absolutely brilliant, even with the few players.
Yes, if you were 1-0 up now, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, could have lived with this, but being 1-0 down is just crap.
And sadly, whilst his play hasn't been top-notch at all times, it's been good enough that I fear for you if you score quick, but I still think it's the brave thing and the right thing to do. You've got elves, you can always create opportunities.
And he didn't show me anything that didn't suggest he will leave something on.
Yeah.
I was having to use the reroll on the pickup on the 2+2+ was a little bit annoying.
Yes, always.
Looks like he's going to screen off now. But really could use this one not being a star. Grim. We might need him. Here comes the bulls.
Certainly right. You should say here comes the bulls, but they're not hurrying, are they?
It's coming in there. He's a...
Of course it is.
I will imagine he sent ones back, because this right now is pretty much... It's pretty easy, but that's... yeah.
Yes, if he leaves it this open, I think he's saying please score quickly.
Yeah, he needs to put that bull down there. And that is pretty annoying.
Yeah.
And that bull coming in there is really annoying. Couldn't really do anything about it. But it does also mean that we probably, depending on how aggressive, we might, if nothing else, we might be able to just move into the middle now instead.
Yes, one more guard, and this actually wasn't particularly difficult to get through, but...
So he's good. Ooh. Yeah, I think we just...
If you really wanted to score quick, you've got the option of throwing to the potato dwarf on potato delf on the other side.
Yeah. And now that is definitely open if I want it. Can hand off and do it too. I don't really. How far can I get in here? Get up here. That's not particularly nice, is it? I'm not sure I'm if I'm enough in a hurry to do it like that.
No, he's going to struggle to get an enormous amount over that side next turn. Obviously, if he really puts the effort in, he can, but...
2+2+, and then everybody down there get fucked. I don't really want to block that. Don't want that one to get served, or do I? Is that a problem?
Yeah, again, for those watching the stream, that's a really interesting thought process there, that some of the better players really look at, actually, am I going to leave something surfing? Because it'll get him out of position, and it's a sacrifice piece, like a sacrificial pawn in chess. But sometimes sacrificing a piece to get served, because people really love to serve, can open up the other side of the field. They use way too much equity to do it, then there's not enough left to stop whatever you actually had in mind.
But I guess
I'm not saying you should do it.
No, and
I'm not coaching you.
And in this case, I think it's a guard blitzer, so we probably remove him now. But we just wanted to. It was more important to Hobgoblin staying honest. Where is that guard doing? And where he's falling? So here it can fall down in that square, which will block a route around as well. It's a bit. I kind of probably actually need to do the go for it, don't I, to get away from Longbeard. Oh, cool. Oh, Celine, thank you very much for the follow. Why couldn't I just roll those dice in the first half, the 2 turns, or 3 turns where I just needed to roll like this? Like silly. Blood Bowl is so silly at times.
It is. It is silly, and you have to enjoy the silliness of it, or else you get ragey about the silliness of it. And one of those is a good mental health answer, and one of them really isn't. But it's also much harder when you're streaming, because of course there's 50 people watching you. And that just adds the rage factor a little bit. When you know you've got something beautiful you want to show and do, and it all falls apart on a 1.
Yeah, I didn't stream, like Crucifer streamed his own dome, I didn't. I'm happy I didn't. Hey, Dudorino. Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind streaming my stuff. I don't have the computer equipment to do it right now.
No, it's just so many games, so potentially long time.
Yeah.
Just potentially making a more...
Just to see my face melting. And certainly with something that intense played at that speed, and not quite as intense as the Blitz pit, but not far off, because really, really good coaches with only 2-minute turns. No, I'm not sure I could put the attention on what people said in the stream in the way that, say, Crucifer manages to still do. But then he's incredibly young. I think that's probably why. He's got energy I only vaguely remember having.
It is a nice voice, isn't it?
Oh, hi, El Dudorino. Nice of you to say, son. It's the only reason Core has me on here. Certainly he doesn't need anything I say. He knows more about Blood Bowl than I do.
5, 6, 7.
It's to bring in the ladies.
Hi, Crystal. This is really...
Hey, Crystal.
Oh shit! Come on. If too bad he ends up moving that tackle. That would have been brilliant. It have been brilliant getting that one screwed all the way over there. I don't think it changes what I need to do.
Right up in your face. No, I don't love the fact that both those bulls have advanced. They're now easy to pass. Of course, they can catch up because they're bull centaurs, but
yeah, and he has a like.
I'm not sure it added a great deal to what he already had.
It's a kind of a bit of issue for me because I actually need to use that Whittle first thing because he was supposed to blitz off the blocker down on my player.
Yeah.
And she still has because I don't really have anybody else to use.
And it means that if the first one is a push, it adds a go for it, I think, according to my math.
Yes, And it also because I cannot, and I kind of wanted to score this turn, so I cannot really just
Yeah.
move the ball. Alternatively, I just move the ball and don't score this turn. And accepting that ball base means I'm not scoring this turn. That might be alright actually, I think going that. Just because the failure state of screwing this with the ball standing there is just terrible.
Yeah, really, really bad. However, while he did manage to get a lot of equity midfield, as I said before all of this happened, he really struggled to get enough over that side. And hence it's opened up some stalling opportunities as well as scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
Horrifically, of course, the score could have worked, but it's still safer to do the good play.
Yeah, and just so bad this with me too. It's just the order of things because I need both going back and forth in this. And now here comes the one. Are we re-rolling that? Can he get around? 1, 2. Christ, he gets a lot around if I don't. I might need to go one back though. No, then we can attack. He's coming around. We cannot really do anything about that. Oh, that's a 2. That's hopefully a good thing because I need a 3+2+ now. Because that will be amazing. And rolls a 2. That was not.
Yeah.
And that was actually, again, 3+2+ to get the blitzer down here as well, locking it pretty much off.
Well, I know that's bad for you, Core, but that's great for the rest of us, because if that guy had made it out, you would really have locked that position up. And now it's got quite a lot of vulnerabilities, and it's going to be interesting to see how he tries to attack it.
Yeah,
From what he's done so far, he's probably going to come through the witch, isn't he?
Yeah, and just just messing in around me.
Yeah, just try and pin you on the sideline.
Yeah, that's a little bit low on pieces to take up the blocks. I was imagining he's just claw pumming, well, pumming my witch elf, or is he not? Oh, stand firm, and you can stand firm in on me. Which doesn't matter if you could just not break armor. That would be really, really helpful now. Still not.
Well, she did not get armor broken, so unless he's going to put the boot in.
He might, if if he realized that witch elf makes it a lot easier.
Oh, massively so.
It's still pretty bad, but and there's still a bull to come.
Yeah. Although it's about time we saw a bull fail on a 3 go for it. It wouldn't shock me. It does happen something like 30% of the time. If you don't throw a reroll in, if you just rely on sure feet. That was my memory. I'm actually going to check it.
But yeah, that's not great. If that triple, yeah, again, rolling the 2, so I couldn't do. Had to re-roll for that 3+2+ was a bit annoying. So 2 go for it
I was
more.
massively I was overestimating for some reason. It's about 14% for one of these 3 to fail.
Yeah, that's a guard
But
piece.
of
That's
course they didn't.
Reckless can stand up getting smacked. So I can get 2 dice. That doesn't really help me. I can take 1 dice. Then we can 2 dice against. 2 dice against. Not really. It's still been bad. He's not been doing much. It's a stand firm. I guess he could be an assist for the 1 dice. I can still do that.
Because without the stand firm, it's 2 dice against, and then a 2+, and then another 2+ dodge, and then 2 go for it to score. But the stand firm ruins that.
Yeah. Then it can go 1, 2. It's just a bad square. I need to go to that square then. Do we do this as a blitz to make sure it works? I think we do.
Is there anywhere else you plan to blitz afterwards? I can't see why you would.
That's a 2+ again.
Yeah. With a reroll.
It's been this fucking hell game.
It's not been your evening, Core. You were tempted into streaming because of the huddled masses joining. They all fled anyway, and the dice just hated you. I mean, I'm saying this as if it's over, but it's not.
I'm down to save a rerolls down. But we can hope that scatter and jumps over to the other side of the field. Hey, it's a casualty.
That's the last we're seeing of Farty McFartface.
Catching the scattering ball. Not a great spot for it, but still. It's just...
If only that was his last action, but he was sensible enough to hit nice and early.
Yeah, but the stand firm was still only with the 3+ working, was just 2+, 2+ to circle. It's literally 2+, 2+. With a reroll. Again.
Yes, because the thing Gore hasn't said, and unless you've clicked on it, you may know your icons, you may know your letters, you may not. But it's, of course, it was a Juggernaut witch, so that's why it was 2+, 2+ to surf the stand firm still with the blitz.
I guess I had to lose at one time with this team, but this seems just being a bit much by now.
Well, if you're going to lose in style, lose big time. Lose with countless opportunities to not lose, none of them taken.
And now she's off. And he's not off.
And Hellboy, you've got no right to come on this stream criticising, because frankly, you're on this team.
You won twice. We both have Hellboy and Hellwitch.
Yeah, and you've been absolutely terrible. So don't you come the big, oh, now. Get your core named players to perform better first.
Not really surprised by that result.
No, that's not shocking. But again, in the absence of a good plan, a bad plan will do.
It was absolutely a bad plan, but if it worked, then at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In theory, you could have scored.
You know, if it had worked, the bull would have caught that ball.
Yeah. I did also have multiple 2+s to to score on his drives.
Anyone that wasn't here for the first half, it is amazing that Core's computer is not in pieces. He had several really, really good chances at the turnover TD. I think the worst of the three was only a 2+, 3+, 2+. And there were lots of other really good ones, and none of them worked. Nuffle was dangling a leg and then kicking him in the face with it.
Yeah, we got down to the 50% about 50%. What was left? 2+3.
I only joined in about turn 4, and I remember remarking that you hadn't lost any L's. That's changed. I'm not helping much, am I?
No. I find jogs more fun, especially as first skill. I don't particularly like a naked Mighty Blow player.
No, I hate it. With random MVPs, though, I mean, if you get to the point you've got, say, of your 6 Chaos Dwarves, you've got 5 that have guard, then maybe there's an argument for taking Mighty Blow so that you've at least got one on the developed team. But you're probably still going to actually get better results with just another guard.
Yeah. I'm definitely a big fan of just spamming guard.
In fact, one of the toughest games I had against a very new Dwarf team had just spammed guard and stand phone before they'd gone for any Mighty Blow. And unless you're rolling those 5s and 6s, they're still there. And just the volume of hits means they didn't need that +1 that Mighty Blow brings, because they've just always got hits. Sometimes throwing 5 blocks a turn rather than 1 block with Mighty Blow is just going to get you better results.
I guess it doesn't really matter if you tag anybody, so we might as well put a scoring thread up. So 2+, 5+, and then double 5+, and then we have a ball recovery. What can go wrong?
Yeah, Master Zen, there's an interesting concept I've been toying with, because a friend of mine mentioned it to me, and it's something I do a bit anyway, but it's something I want to think about more and perhaps do more. And he would also always take jugs first on a witch. The concept is work out what you do with your pieces and even your entire team, and just lean into that. And what do witches do? They serve people, they move people around, they create space, and Juggernaut's going to probably do that for you better than Mighty Blow is.
Yeah, it's especially up here in high team value, it's really, really useful. The jogs moving stand firm peoples around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
also it changes what your opponent is used to doing. If they've got a lot of stand firm, they're used to being able to put them anywhere they want and knowing they'll be there. But if you've got a Juggernaut, they can't. That doesn't work.
Yeah, my last game before... One of my last game, I was playing a Dark Elf with a stand firm guard blitzer that missed. I had Juggernaut. So that's pretty much goodbye stand firm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 5+ into the cage didn't work. I could tag the ball if you could just fail this. Go for it.
It's like my riffing about I don't really understand why elf players take piling on. It's not what elves do. Why are you trying to be into removals when you're elves?
To be sent off. I can mark the freaking ball with at least one player, if not more. Nope. Let's get a minus agility instead. Fucking hell.
Oof.
I can hit the ball. If he's been sent off, I actually had a 4+2+. With 2-2, I actually had a feasible chance of hitting the ball. Are you seriously?
It's one of those situations where your opponent thinks the game's done, when it isn't.
Still got a bad shot at hitting the ball.
Oh. And that right there is the story of this game, isn't it? Something not particularly difficult. It's all there for you. Anyone that's heard me riff on that before, Blood Bowl's about hubris. It's about being able to cope when it's all there for you, it's all easy,
Yeah,
and it doesn't
the
work.
problem was the 4+3+2+ afterwards, but
Yes, but still.
seriously? Like, how can
At
you
least
leave this
knocking it
on?
down would have taught him a lesson, maybe.
Like, seriously? I was about to say god awful, but I think I will say he's god awful for how good the team is. But that's the case. This is example on why a team like he's getting this good record.
Yeah, it's because it's an incredible team. Even used badly, it's still going to get a hell of a lot of good results because it's just incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it's just too bad. Hellboy, you could take advantage of it. I couldn't, because my players is just falling down instead.
I don't think he's used his bulls badly.
No, but
I
they're also
do think he's
incredible
used
hard.
most of the rest quite badly. Yeah, they are incredible bulls, so it's hard to use them badly.
I think he did use it. He kept rolling the first 3 turns to keep blocking my sidestep bludgers and rolling powers with the
Oh, okay.
tackle.
Well, that was before I came. And before 5 elves died. Perhaps it's me, Core. Perhaps I need to leave you alone. I am the albatross around your neck.
We, just for the fun of giggle, we managed to roll a 1 and the winnings as well.
If you had to put a sweepstake on it, I'd have put my money down on the 1.
Hellboy got a scale.
Good. Perhaps he'll be less terrible next game.
Oh, sometimes it's funny looking at that stats, even if it doesn't mean anything. But 43 push powers and powers. 20 both downs and skulls for him. 30 pushes. Oh, that's pretty savage.
It's odd. I only ever really look at dice stats on games like this, on ones that I feel are probably somewhat towards the end of the bell curve.
Yeah, this.
I just want to check if my feeling is backed up by the dice stats. Or am I just, going mad that day, or have I actually played a lot worse than I thought? You can't always tell it from dice stats because when they come is as important as what dice you've got. But
this is.
it does give you a clue as to, if it was awful, it'll usually give you some insight into that.
And this was pretty awful.
Hellboy, I'm joking always. I have nothing but love for every human, unless they're a bigot or a racist. But it's also I make with the funnies.
Oh, Hellboy, you could have done better. Oh, Hellboy, what are we going to do with you?
Is he line fodder?
Yeah, he's probably a wrestle.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
I mean, dodge is never wasted, except against dwarves and chaos dwarves. But I did have a brief experiment with sidestep for the ones I was going to put on the line of scrimmage. It's hard to love it. It didn't have particularly good results. I mean, I know other people have done it and done well with it, but wrestle or dodge is a good no-brainer take, isn't it? You can still put it on the line of scrimmage and it can get some things done.
I think you get on line of scrimmage with my 83 dodge guard now.
That loses apoth rights, presumably.
What? Yeah,
that loses apothecary rights.
Yeah, but it's,
when it returns.
I think its dodge guard makes it worth keeping it for a bit.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a decent enough piece to die on the pitch, isn't it?
Hey, go around. You just that's a bit late. You missed.
Right now, I can feel the sleepiness coming, so I think that's me done for the night. Been a pleasure, Cole.
Yeah, you too, man.
Helped me unwind and just chunter on after the long day of Blood Bowl I've faced. I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, speak to you soon, mate.
No, my friend.
Nighty night. So who's actually playing? Chun, yeah. Who is playing? Oh well, that's just since it's Dimmy D anyway. That's great, good old Dimmy. think he is playing right. Yeah, looks like it. Let's raid the midi.